can you still feel the weight of justice in the cold steel of William Munny's gun? Unforgiven, 1992, shattered the romanticized myths of the Old West, revealing a world of regret, vengeance, and brutal reality. Clint Eastwood's brooding presence, Gene Hackman's ruthless Sheriff Little Bill, and Richard Harris's charismatic English Bob made this film an unforgettable masterpiece. But what became of these legendary actors? Have they stood the test of time, or have they faded into Hollywood's distant past? Saddle up as we journey through time, uncovering the transformations of Unforgiven's iconic cast. And what about Gene Hackman? Has his story reached its final chapter? Stay with us until the end, because the truth may surprise you. Bill Munny, the aging gunslinger at the heart of Unforgiven, 1992, was a role only Clint Eastwood could perfect. Munny was no hero, he was a man shaped by violence, struggling to escape his bloody past. Yet, when faced with injustice, he returned to the only way of life he truly knew. Eastwood, at 62, brought decades of experience to the role, delivering a haunting and unforgettable performance. Now, at 94, the legendary actor and director has long since traded his six-shooter for a director's chair, but his impact on cinema remains unmatched. Like Munny, Eastwood's legacy is carved into history, proving that some legends never fade. Ned Logan, played by the incomparable Morgan Freeman in Unforgiven, 1992, was more than just William Munny's right-hand man. He was the film's quiet conscience. A man who had put his guns away in search of peace, Ned was hesitant to return to the violence of his past. Yet, in the unforgiving West, mercy was often a weakness. His capture and brutal death at the hands of Little Bill Daggett was a gut-wrenching moment, proving that even the best men couldn't escape the harsh fate of their time. At 55, Morgan Freeman brought depth and wisdom to the role, making Ned Logan one of his most memorable performances. Now, at 87, Freeman remains a cinematic icon, his resonant voice and dignified presence defining generations of storytelling. From The Shawshank Redemption to $1 Million Baby, his career is a testament to endurance and excellence. Though time marches on, his legacy, like the spirit of Ned Logan, stands eternal. Delilah Fitzgerald, played by Anna Thompson in Unforgiven, 1992, was more than just a victim. She was the catalyst for justice in a ruthless world. Attacked and scarred by men who saw her as powerless, she refused to accept silence as her fate. Though she wielded no gun, her quiet defiance and pursuit of retribution set the film's deadly events into motion. At 39, Anna Thompson brought raw emotion and resilience to the role, making Delilah a haunting symbol of survival in a land ruled by violence. Now 71, Thompson has left behind a career marked by intense and often heartbreaking performances. From Sue, 1997, to Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, 1999, she became known for portraying outsiders and lost souls. Though she has since stepped away from Hollywood, her performance in Unforgiven endures a reminder that even in a world of gunslingers, the strongest voices don't always come from the barrel of a gun. Skinny Dubois, the unscrupulous brothel owner in Unforgiven, 1992, was portrayed with eerie precision by Anthony Jaimz. His skeletal frame, hollow cheeks, and unsettling presence made him the perfect fit for villainous roles, and as Skinny, he exuded both sly opportunism and cowardly menace. In a town ruled by violence and vengeance, Skinny was a different kind of predator, one who profited from others' desperation rather than facing danger himself. At 50 years old, Anthony Jaimz was no stranger to playing dark, unsavory characters when Unforgiven hit theaters. Born on July 22, 1942, he spent decades perfecting his craft, becoming a recognizable face in Hollywood's grittiest westerns and crime thrillers. After retiring from acting in 1992, he turned to painting and poetry, channeling his creativity into a new form of expression. In 2020, Jaimz passed away at the age of 77, but his chilling performance as Skinny DuBois ensures that his legacy remains as haunting as ever. Do you notice that society still hides people like Skinny DuBois? Where we live, there are plenty of them. Though Anthony Jaimz has left the screen, his legacy lives on through this unforgettable role. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue our journey. English Bob, played with effortless charm by Richard Harris in Unforgiven, 1992, was a relic of a bygone era, a refined yet ruthless gunslinger who carried himself like royalty in the untamed West. With his eloquent storytelling and sharp arrogance, he reveled in the legends of his past, only to be brutally dismantled by Gene Hackman's unforgiving Sheriff Little Bill. His downfall was swift, but his presence lingered, a testament to Harris's ability to make every role unforgettable. At 62, when Unforgiven was released, Richard Harris was already a titan of cinema, known for his commanding performances and rebellious spirit. Born on October 1st, 1930, he continued to captivate audiences, later stepping into the beloved role of Albus Dumbledore in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, 2001. His journey ended in 2002 at age 72, but his impact never faded. Like English Bob, Harris was larger than life, and his legacy remains woven into the very fabric of Hollywood. Liisa Repo-Martell played Faith in The Unforgiven, 1992, a small but significant role that added depth to the film's harsh world. At just 21, she portrayed one of the women fighting for justice, bringing quiet determination to her performance. Though not a central character, her presence helped shape the film's emotional core. Now 54, Repo-Martell has remained active in acting, primarily in Canadian television and film. While she never became a Hollywood star, she has built a steady career with roles that highlight her versatility. Unforgiven remains her most recognized work, but her dedication to storytelling continues. Beauchamp, portrayed by Saul Rubinek in Unforgiven, 1992, was a man caught between truth and myth. As a dime novelist, he sought to immortalize the West's deadliest gunslingers, believing in the grandeur of their legends. But when confronted with the raw, unforgiving brutality of real violence, his illusions shattered. Beauchamp's journey mirrored the film's core message. The West was not a land of heroes and villains, but of flawed men shaped by survival. At 44, Saul Rubinek brought Beauchamp to life with a mix of innocence and awakening, making him an unforgettable presence. Born on July 2nd, 1948, Rubinek is now 76. Throughout the years, he has continued to captivate audiences in films and TV, from True Romance to Warehouse 13. Though decades have passed, his role in Unforgiven remains a defining moment in his career, one that still echoes, much like the untamed spirit of the Old West. In Unforgiven, 1992, Frances Fisher brought fire and resilience to the role of Strawberry Alice, the fearless madam of Big Whiskey. Outspoken and relentless, Alice refused to let the brutal attack on one of her girls be ignored, rallying the women of the town to seek justice. Her fierce determination clashed head-on with Gene Hackman's ruthless Sheriff Little Bill, making her a symbol of defiance in a world ruled by violence and fear. At the time of the film's release, Frances Fisher was 40, already an actress known for her commanding screen presence. Born on May 11, 1952, she is now 72 and continues to shine in Hollywood. Best remembered for her role in Titanic, 1997, Fisher has built a career filled with powerful performances in film and television. Still active and passionate about her craft, she proves that, much like Strawberry Alice, she remains unwavering, determined, and unwilling to fade from the spotlight. In Unforgiven, 1992, Clyde Ledbetter, portrayed by Ron White, was a small but notable presence in the unforgiving frontier of big whiskey. As one of Little Bill Daggett's men, he stood on the side of the law, though in a world where justice was often as merciless as the criminals it pursued. His character embodied the ordinary men swept into the violent tides of the Old West, where survival often depended on the barrel of a gun. At the time of the film's release, Ron White was 36 years old, contributing to a cinematic masterpiece that would go on to redefine the Western genre. Born on December 18, 1956, he is now 68. While Unforgiven remains one of his most recognized film roles, White's true fame came from his razor-sharp humor as a stand-up comedian. Though he has since left acting behind, his legacy in entertainment, whether on stage or in film, continues to endure. The Schofield Kid, portrayed by Jaimz Woolvett in Unforgiven, 1992, symbolized youthful ambition clashing with the harsh realities of the West. Boasting of his skill and thirsting for glory, he sought to prove himself in a world where legends were made by the gun. But when the moment of truth arrived, he was overcome by the horror of real violence, his shaken demeanor exposing the painful cost of killing. His transformation from a cocky dreamer to a broken man was one of the film's most haunting moments. At just 25 years old, Jaimz Woolvett brought raw intensity to the role, making Schofield Kid a tragic yet memorable figure. Born on April 14, 1967, he is now 57. Though he never became a household name, Woolvett continued acting in various films and TV series, cementing his place in the industry. While time has moved on, his performance in Unforgiven remains a defining part of a film that redefined the Western genre. Jaimz Woolvett's portrayal of the Schofield Kid perfectly reflects the self-delusion of today's youth, convinced they control their destiny, yet easily broken by hardship and drawn into life's traps. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned until the end. Some revelations might just shock you. In Unforgiven, 1992, Silky may not have been a gunslinger, but she was just as fierce in the face of injustice. Portrayed by the talented Beverley Elliott, Silky was among the women who refused to stay silent after one of their own was brutally attacked. Her quiet strength and determination reflected the resilience of women in the unforgiving Old West, making her character an integral part of the film's gripping narrative. When Unforgiven was released, Beverley Elliott was 32 years old, already carving out a steady career in Hollywood. Born on December 31, 1960, she is now 64 and remains active in the entertainment industry. Best known for her role as Granny in Once Upon a Time, Elliott has built an impressive career spanning television, film, and even music. With her enduring presence and undeniable talent, she continues to prove that even the smallest roles can leave an unforgettable mark. Deputy Andy Russell, portrayed by Jeremy Ratchford in Unforgiven, 1992, may not have been the toughest lawman in Big Whiskey, but he embodied the uncertain future of the West, a young deputy caught between obedience and his own moral compass. Working under Sheriff Little Bill, he witnessed firsthand the brutal lawkeeping that defined the era. Though a minor role, Ratchford's performance gave the character depth, adding to the film's raw, unvarnished realism. At the time of Unforgiven's release, Jeremy Ratchford was just 27, a rising actor carving out his place in the industry. Born on August 6, 1965, he is now 59. While he didn't become an A-list star, Ratchford built a steady career, most notably as Detective Nick Vera on Cold Case, 2003 to 2010. His rugged charm and commanding presence have kept him a recognizable face in Hollywood, proving that even a small role in a masterpiece can lead to a lifetime in the spotlight. Davey Bunting, the young cowboy whose tragic fate in Unforgiven, 1992, left a haunting impression, was portrayed by Rob Campbell with striking authenticity. Unlike the hardened gunmen around him, Davey was inexperienced and visibly shaken by the brutal reality of the West. His slow, painful death after being shot by William Munny was one of the film's most harrowing moments, forcing even his killers to confront the weight of their actions. At just 26 years old, Rob Campbell delivered a performance that resonated far beyond his screen time. Born in 1966, he is now 59. While never a household name, Campbell has had a lasting career, appearing in Hedwig and The Angry Inch, 2001, and acclaimed T-dramas like Law Order. His ability to disappear into roles has made him a respected character actor, proving that even a small role in a legendary film can echo through time. In Unforgiven, 1992, Will Munny was more than just the son of a weary outlaw, he was a glimpse into a future unshaped by violence. Played by a young Shane Meier, Will watched his father's reluctant return to bloodshed, his wide-eyed innocence standing in stark contrast to the brutality around him. Though he had few words, his presence carried weight, reminding audiences that even the fiercest gunslingers fight for something beyond themselves. Only 15 when the film debuted, Meier was at the beginning of a promising career. Born on June 11, 1977, he later starred in the Matthew Shepard story, voiced characters in animated series, and took on various TV roles. Now 47, he has stepped back from Hollywood's fast pace, but his portrayal of Will Munny remains a part of cinema history. A quiet but powerful force in Unforgiven, he embodied the very thing his father had nearly lost hope. Paul Mclean's role in Unforgiven, 1992, was brief, but it added to the film's raw and unforgiving tone. At 44, he was part of Clint Eastwood's masterful depiction of the Old West, bringing authenticity to the screen. Though not a central figure, his presence helped shape the film's immersive world. Now 77, Mclean has long stepped away from Hollywood. While he never became a household name, his contributions to cinema remain. Today he enjoys a quiet life, but Unforgiven ensures he will always have a place in film history. In Unforgiven, 1992, John Pyper-Ferguson played Charlie Hecker, a minor yet memorable character swept up in the film's brutal tale of vengeance. As part of the posse hunting down William Munny, Charlie embodied the reckless bravado of those who underestimated the consequences of violence in the unforgiving West. Though his role was small, it added to the film's tension and realism, reinforcing the dangers of a world where justice was often served at the barrel of a gun. At the time of Unforgiven's release, John Pyper-Ferguson was 28, an up-and-coming actor making his mark in Hollywood. Born on February 27, 1964, he is now 61 and has built a steady career in both television and film. With appearances in Suits, The Last Ship, and Alphas, he has proven his ability to adapt to various roles. While he may not be a household name, his dedication and talent have ensured a lasting presence in the industry, making him a true character actor of Hollywood's modern era. Lippy McGregor, portrayed by Philip Maurice Hayes in Unforgiven, 1992, may not have been the most feared gunslinger in the film, but his presence added depth to its unforgiving world. As a brash young member of the posse seeking vengeance, McGregor represented the arrogance of inexperience, charging into danger without fully grasping the consequences. His role, though small, underscored the film's stark message: violence leaves no heroes, only survivors. At 28, Philip Maurice Hayes was an actor with promise, stepping into Hollywood with ambition. Now, at 60, his career has spanned decades, with roles across film and television, often bringing a rugged authenticity to his performances. While he never became a marquee name, his part in Unforgiven remains a testament to the film's enduring power. Time may have changed Hollywood, but like the legends of the Old West, some stories refuse to fade. In Unforgiven, 1992, Jefferson Mappin portrayed Fatty Rossiter, a character who, though not central to the plot, added depth to the bleak and unforgiving world of Big Whiskey. As one of the town's wary residents, Rossiter witnessed firsthand the violent justice that unfolded between William Munny and Sheriff Little Bill. His presence, like so many in the film, painted a picture of a town held hostage by fear and lawlessness. At the time of the film's release, Jefferson Mappin was 41 years old. Born in 1952, he is now 73. While he never became a marquee name, his career has been defined by steady work in television and film, bringing his distinctive look and presence to a variety of roles. Though Unforgiven remains one of his most recognized appearances, his contributions to the craft have endured, proving that even the supporting players leave their mark in cinematic history. Bucky, portrayed by Larry Joshua in Unforgiven, 1992, was a man caught in the crossfire of a world where violence was the law of the land. As the saloon owner in Big Whiskey, he was neither hero nor villain, just another survivor trying to navigate the chaos brought by William Munny's relentless pursuit of vengeance. Though his role was brief, Joshua's performance added depth to the film's gritty realism. At 40 years old, when Unforgiven premiered, Joshua was already a familiar face in Hollywood, known for his tough guy roles in both film and television. Born on February 12, 1952, he is now 73. Over the years, he has built a steady career, appearing in everything from Law & Order to Spider-Man, 2002. Though he has stepped away from major roles in recent years, his contributions to cinema remain undeniable. His time in Unforgiven may have been short, but like the film itself, his impact is unforgettable. Gene Hackman's portrayal of Little Bill Daggett in Unforgiven, 1992, remains one of the most gripping performances in Western cinema. At 62, he embodied the ruthless sheriff with unnerving intensity, earning him an Academy Award. Over his 5-decade career, Hackman delivered unforgettable roles in The French Connection, The Conversation, and Mississippi Burning. After retiring in 2004, he led a quiet life in New Mexico with his wife, Betsy Arakawa. On February 26, 2025, Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, were found deceased in their Santa Fe home nearly 10 days after their passing. Hackman, aged 95, was reported to have succumbed to heart disease, with Alzheimer's as a contributing factor, while Arakawa, 65, was said to have died from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. However, some believe these conclusions were offered to reassure the public while authorities continued their investigation. Was Hackman's death truly of natural causes, or do darker secrets and sinister conspiracies lurk beneath the surface? For now, the truth remains unknown, and only time will tell what the investigation will ultimately reveal. Time may have changed the faces of Unforgiven's legendary cast, but their performances remain timeless. From Clint Eastwood's gritty William Munny to Gene Hackman's unforgettable Sheriff Little Bill, these actors left a lasting mark on cinema. Which transformation surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments. And if you loved this look back at Hollywood history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the stars and films that shaped the industry. Thanks for watching. See you in the next adventure.